Okay, so let me change my game over. Cities. There we go. There we go. All right, listen. So we're going to start a new game. So here are the mods I have. It is 81 tiles. It's just UI mods. It's some traffic controller mods. It's Move It. These are all. So I was working with. So welcome everybody, by the way, for those of you watching on YouTube. Sorry, this is my second city ever. You can see the full playthrough of our first city, Suckfuckville, on the YouTube as well. You might have already seen it. So this is our second city that we're doing. I got the itch to start over, knowing everything we learned after Suckfuckville. I wanted to try a new city, a new map. I wanted to see what we could learn now. But I went ahead and I took the time to edit the mods that we were using, because the first time I literally just downloaded the mod pack from a City Planner Plays playthrough from Clearwater County. In like the episode 1 or 2, I just downloaded everything in the collection, and I said, okay, well, if he's using it, it must be good. And I loaded it up, and it was fine. It was good. I didn't understand all the mods that were there, and it added a lot of assets that he was using for very specific reasons that I didn't really care to have myself. So I removed all of those. We're using all vanilla assets except for Whataburger, because I love the meme. But otherwise, we added a lot of the utilitarian mods, like Move It, camera controls, stuff like that. Let me just scroll through a little bit here. It's all sort of quality of life stuff that you would expect. It's not anything game breaking, except I have found in a little bit of testing that I've done that I really do like realistic populations. It's the only mod I've played with it from the very first city that I played, so I'm kind of used to that balance level of needing that much residential. I like needing that much residential. I do wish there was a little bit more of a need for commercial, a little bit more, because I like to be able to put in little shopping strips and stuff like that. A little mall area would be nice, but I'm not going to do one big commercial hub anymore, because it was a traffic nightmare. Even though I think we managed that traffic fairly well, we didn't manage the public transit very well. So those are all problems that I think were systemic issues that were there from the very beginning of the city. I didn't leave myself options to expand the roads. And I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to plan for the city to grow. And I want there to be little areas that are very specific in their purpose. So I've just got some tools in here, basically. I'm not going to put a collection together or anything else like that. It's just basically quality of life stuff. I relied a lot on Frackle to give some recommendations as what he thought I should have. So those are the mods that we're using. I don't have the airports DLC because the reviews are mixed, and apparently there's a mod that adds airports that does it better, is what I've seen in the reviews pretty consistently. So I'm holding off on the airport DLC, but we have every other one so far. So we're going to start a new game, and I had looked at some of the maps, and I want one that has ocean, I want one that has trains, I want one that has air, and I want it to have at least 70% ground availability. Like, this could be good, but I also don't want it to be boreal, because we've already done a boreal. Like, this one doesn't have outside. This is tropical. I don't want tropical. I don't want boreal. I want, like, temperate. Lakedale, honestly, sorry, Azure Gulf doesn't seem like a bad idea. It's only 65, but man, I like the idea of there being a lot of water, building around the water. Using ferries, being able to use ferries in lieu of bridges, or in addition to bridges. I like this idea. Y'all in chat who know the game, let me know if there's a map that you'd like to see me play on. I don't want desert. No trains. This one has trains. I have mods that allow me to have external connections, or add external connections, but I don't know how. So that's kind of rough. Trying to find the right map feels like it's the most rough part. Eden Valley feels like it's just wide open. Wow. It'd be nice if there were little descriptions to tell me, like, what are the qualities of this map. Didn't we just do that water building everything on an island? Yeah, so most everything ended up being an island. We only really had one island. The rest of it was just on one side of the river. Eden Valley, 79%. Yeah, this is going to be huge, but it's just going to be sprawling open. I kind of like having natural terrain that you have to go around. I don't want tropical. Don't want boreal. European? I don't know what that means. Green Peaks. European, 54%. It'd probably be really good for terracing, 69%, but no water coverage here for Marble Canyon. Pearl Bay, 58%, but it has coverage. It's tropical, though, unfortunate. If I could change that, you know, I think I'd be very satisfied. Arid Plains. You know, I don't know that I want that just because it's only got the one river. It does have an ocean connection, apparently. Let's load it up. Let's load it up. We can always rename the city. Let's just load it up and see what it says. Let's see what this map looks like. I'm going to look at it and instantly go, ooh, no matter what it is, but we'll just have to figure it out. Yep, new city start. New season, new city. Really itching to get to see what... Hello?
I thought Cat was going to talk and quack at you.
Oh, I would love for Cat to quack at me. Looks very flat. Yeah, Yellen, it kind of does. Man, I liked the terracing. We could always put our own terracing in. We could always add our own hills and pretend that they were always there. I'm a big fan of continuing the terracing strategy with key anarchy. I just like the way it looks. I like the way it plays. I like the way it feels. Building a city on a terrace like that, I don't think is impossible to happen in real life. I just don't think it has very often. Although that's not even true, because a lot of the times the terraces end up being buildings. If you think about Italy, a lot of the buildings are split level, where the ground floor or the lowest level you could possibly exit the building is like the fourth story above where you're entering on the opposite side of the building. It's not like it doesn't happen. It's just that I don't think you see a lot of actual just key walls. I think they turn those into buildings, and those buildings end up effectively being key walls in that way. We'll see, though. It's taking a lot longer to load up than I anticipated, but there's got to be a lot wrong with it before I'll say that I'm not interested in it. It's got to be a lot wrong. There's only one broken asset that I forgot to get rid of. Okay, let's take a look at this map. It's got one big river. It does have a couple hills over here. There's a little bit of altitude. Let's take a look at our topography. Some really strong topographical features here. I'm really interested in this. We've got some nice flat area to start with, and then we can build out and have some really nice key wall action across each one of these bold lines here. This plateau here becomes a nice strong bold line that we put a key wall right up at the top of. This river goes all the way out to the sea. I would eventually want to work over here, my way over down to this. Probably doing a flattened area on top of this, push this back into key wall maybe right there. Have this one come across here, maybe push that back all the way. Have a key wall that comes here, pushes back up until maybe this line, and then it pulls down, and we have just a road that goes this way into a... I kind of like how you had the walls that went like this and then the path that went up through it. Can have roads that do that. I do want to eventually work my way over to this because I do want to have shipping onto this. Yeah. Yeah, you get those ridges when you try and build into it. It flattens out the whole asset, which makes sense. We just trying to work around it by doing a lot of terracing. We give full fields that are plateaued. Yeah, terracing. Yeah, I think this is going to work. We are going to unlock all tiles off the bat, just because I find that I enjoy the game more when we do that. But you can definitely see how we're going to be encouraged to probably blob a little bit around here. Probably this will end up being a downtown area around the highway. I like the idea of the downtown area around the highway. I don't hate the idea that the highway... Ooh, look at that bridge. I don't hate the idea that the highway itself ends up being in the middle of the city instead of being a neighbor to it. I still want to do Texas intersections. I still want to do Texas overpasses. I feel like they were effective last time. I liked the way that they worked. They're easy for my brain to understand how they function, and I have brand new roads that will allow me to execute them a little bit better, such as turning lane roads, which I could do a turning lane right before the exit. Yeah, I feel like this is a really good starting location. I think I want to build on this side because I kind of have to at the beginning, but we're just going to have a little old town, and then we're going to have sort of a new town over here that probably will be the higher density to start with, and then we'll slowly creep the density down south. We'll demolish a building where we buy it. Not eminent domain, but we buy the property. The city buys the property. I suppose that's eminent domain. The city will buy the property. We're going to get this down to ground level and then bridge over. But let's just map some of this out and just take a look at what we're working with here, because I think that if we can get if we can get a decent plan for what we want this stuff to be in the beginning, I think that we can have a vision that we work toward ultimately, and I think that it's a good idea to try and do that. All right, let me see. We are starting at about here. Okay, so this can be Newtown. We'll make this into an old town. We're going to have another district that's going to be over here. And then we might have a small transportation hub over here that gets between the 3 zones. There we go. Dump all the poops into a small lake and have a clean ocean. I like to do inland water treatment because I don't like to dump the sewage at all. I found that I've enjoyed the game a lot more when I don't do that at all. We can have an uptown area. We'll have this be like an uptown area. Another low town with suburbs probably going through here. Another high-rise, probably an office area, office buildings. I like the idea that we maybe have just some coastline even. Maybe what we're going to do is build... just some coastline. This goes around here, connects down to the coastline just like this. I like the idea that we make that its own terrace and then we hold it there, and that could be a city section. Over here on the right, I think is where we're going to do industry. I think we're going to have a low population there. Hey, Bernard. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of frontage roads, so service roads that run one way parallel to the highway but are not the highway, that connect to the on-ramps. They act as a buffer between the highway and the local roads, and it works very well. My brain understands how that functions very well, but yeah, frontage roads, I suppose, is what they're called. But I'm going to do I call them service roads. That's what they're called around here. But I'm kind of obsessed with the idea of trying to get them to function and look right. I want them to look right. They worked very well in our last city. If you go back to our Suckfuckville playthrough, you'll see we had a feeder road that ran parallel to, or ran on the outside of every district as the border between the two of them. But they connected to the highway service roads via on-ramp, and then ended up being just this really elegant. We had very little traffic because we were managing our traffic well anyway. But like, it ended up managing our traffic even better when we did have moments of high pressure traffic in certain areas, and especially with our high density public transit is what we really were dealing with. We were able to manage it very well. I like all this for industry, and I like the idea that probably are going to keep this just like that. I like the idea that this is an industry area. I like the idea that we have a second industry area really just attached to it. And then this area up above ends up being some kind of administrative center for the industry. And we can take this area as a second, maybe a sell point. We have a train depot that's maybe right there. So we have a train line that comes out. I like the idea of that hill working that way. I like the idea of this being a true downtown area where we just have the absolute massive altitude shift, where all of this ends up being high density, truly downtown material, or maybe even this is its own little section. But this feels like a natural topographical bordering that we can do. Or even in here, we have a higher zone, and even yet a higher zone up here. I really want to use the topography to map out the city. That's really how I want to handle this. It's turned out to make some really organic shapes. As you can see, we don't have any squares here, even though this may be filled in partially with grid. Ultimately, I think that we're creating something really beautiful. I think that there's value in potentially even having this fill in as some kind of amenity that you drive to. There's nothing in between, nothing connected. But you go through the industrial area that is going to look pretty from the road. But you drive down this coast. If we do like a road here, you're going to drive down like this. to get to maybe a theme park, or maybe this is an airport. Maybe it's a freight yard. Actually, that's probably a freight yard. That's probably what that is. I like the idea that we have a train. I don't know where the train yard is or the train lines are, but I think that a train line that runs through the middle here and connects this to be our rail, freight rail, that could be really good. I like that idea. I like a passenger train that comes through probably this old town area here. Probably parallel to, not parallel to the highway. I don't want it parallel to that, because I did parallel to the highway last time. But that's the idea right now. This will probably change. I'll probably forget 90% of that, but I like that idea. I like that idea. Okay, I've got a plan. But first we need to get some money. A plan doesn't matter if you don't have cash, so we're going to go ahead and do that. First, we need to go to options. I'm going to unlock all of the tiles. I find that the game is just more fun to me when I'm not limited by space, because I think it creates these really artificial geometric borders in your city. I'm not going for a challenge where, you know, because I would end up butting up against this, and I just want to be able to use this off the bat. I'm actually going to use that as probably the early industry and just industrial buildings. So let's go ahead and take our road. Let's see, we got a bunch of selections here. We'll just take a normal road. We do need, this is a 2-lane alley. No, we don't want an alley. We want a proper street here. Let me see if I can get a couple one-ways. I don't think we have one-ways yet. These fuckers never connect the way that I want them to. Let's make sure all of this is on. It's on. Okay. Hopefully that will work. Yes, it will. Okay, so now we can have this head down, and I'm going to have it... For now, I'm going to have this one road be straight. This is one straight road that we're going to have. I'd like to have it up at a higher level, but we're not going to actually do anything to this. And this is 2-lane. If we take a look at the zoning here, every time we expand this road, it's going to take one more on either side. So this is a 2-lane, 3-lane, 4-lane, 5-lane, 6-lane ultimately. Well, a 12-lane, but like a 3-lane, 2-way. 3 on either side. It's going to end up taking all the way up to that area, I'm pretty sure, and then one for the sidewalk, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to leave all of this as not touched at all. And what we're going to do instead is, what I like to do is, what I want to do in this city specifically is that what we had before was we had our main arterial line that went like this, and that was our main road. And then we had our smaller roads that would come off of it, and our grid would set into that, and it did this, which makes sense. What I want to do this time is have our main arterial road, which then goes into more service roads. A 4-lane right there, and this goes around the district. So it's this extra buffer road, where the only time you're ever touching this red street is if you're going from district to district. And the only time that they connect to each other is at main junctions, halfway through, at the end, at the end. There are only 3 crossings. So if you wanted to get onto this, you could. If you're just crossing through, I think that we're going to have bridges that do this, that just go across. But if you want to get onto it, you've got 3 access points, and then the 2 in the middle are for just crossing in between. And we're going to try and make it where they don't want to... We're going to try and force it where they're trying to stay off the reds. They're trying to just go, if they're only going over one area, they're going to prefer to go over the overpass here, or even under. Yeah. We'll see. But that's the idea, is that we want to have those two methods. So this will probably end up being one of our main arterial roads later, but not at the moment. It's probably going to end up doing one of these things where it curls down. We may even just bring all this down and have this be the main arterial that goes through, so it can truly border. We can have a district that runs here, and this road runs along the edge, which I like the idea that it goes here and it crosses over diagonally and becomes the way that you go down this way. Maybe connects up that way, so it becomes a kind of a Y split on either side. That could be good, but it would consolidate all of that traffic down here. I don't hate the idea that there's a road on either side of the river. We weren't able to do that before, but I think that that could be good. You're going to see probably a lot of the same that we had in the last city, but I'm just going to be doing it better now that I know a little bit better of what I want to do. Okay, so at this first junction, which I think we're going to start here, the idea is that we're going to have this go out a full length so that we can put commercial on the inside of this. So we're gonna build out this proof of concept. going to build out this proof of concept, and I'm spending a lot of money here, but that's okay. And this proof of concept is going to be that we are not zoning off of this road. This is eventually going to become a 6-lane. It's eventually going to become a 6-lane. It's going to be a big old thick boy. We even could make this a highway. Honestly, we could do that. Hey, Tree Queen, good to see you. Thanks for the reminder to fucking drink. Okay. So this is a lot of space, but this is going to be the main lifeblood that goes in. This will be the border of one district. This will be the border of the other. For now, we're just going to do 2-lane roads. And that's okay. Oh, we do have one-ways. I don't have access to industrial roads yet. Okay. So I'm actually not even going to use these guys. I think I'm going to use the dirt road. There is a dirt road option, I'm pretty sure. I do not have access to it. Don't you always have access to dirt road? Ah, here we go. Yeah, we're going to add some dirt roads along here, but I did want to have this main thing because we can put any of our commercial needs down this main road. It's still going to get a lot of traffic, so it should be able to get exposure, but inside is going to be the residential. Hopefully that will work out well for us. I don't want to grid. I also don't want to grid. I have a mod that allows me to control the zoning on certain roads where they just won't zone, which is great. So if these were closer, they'd be competing for these central sections, right? But I could say this road is never going to be zoned. We're not going to zone off of this road. And in fact, let me do it where I can turn this one off and say we're never going to zone off of this road. We're never going to zone off of this road. Isn't that nice? So now I can take zoning off of roads that I do not intend to zone, and I don't have to rely on fencing to do it. So we know all of this is open, and it's going to stay open. So we're not going to accidentally build stuff next to it. We know that this stuff needs to stay available. So Kat asked a good question. Do I have a goal here? I want to explore the things that I didn't explore in the last city while improving the things that I really enjoyed working with. Mass public transit. I want to get as few cars on the road as possible. I want personal traffic to be minimized. And I really want to focus on a couple methods of pedestrian traffic. I want foot traffic. I want a lot of sky bridges. I want a lot of pedestrian foot traffic tunnels if we have to do it. I want to focus on getting new industries set up. I'd like to do a fishing industry. I'd like to do more freight. I'd like to work on how industries make money, and I'd like to focus more on industrialization in order to make more money. But I also want to have not industry areas. I want to just have areas that are just industries, industry zoning, and see if I can get some little areas that are going to be really, really cute farmers market areas that have a little bit of that farmers industry in them, but hopefully they don't pollute too much. But if they do, they'll be surrounded by commercial, which doesn't care. So I want to focus on those things. That's my idea. I want to create a happier population that is a little bit more stable. I want to focus on having city centers that are all of the services in one place that then radiate out from there. If you go to downtown Fort Worth, there is an entire district of the city that is all for hospitals. You also have a bunch of the other services that are centralized in those locations. So they're not dotted around a neighborhood. They're all in one little concentrated area, a nucleus of that neighborhood. So I want each district to be served by one nucleus and maybe a couple outpost locations. If we have a rather large district like this, maybe needs 2 nuclei, if you will. 2 concentrated centers of service. But for now, I think we're going to start with this. We can always take this, turn it into a 6, and curve it out that way, right up against this key wall that's going to eventually be put in here. So I'm not worried about this. I think this is the perfect length for what we're trying to do here. But anyway, those are some of the new tools that we have, and I'm very excited about those. Let's grab this, and let's make a little area over here. And I want the boundaries to be, to some extent, geometric. But I want everything inside the district to be really organic. Even at the risk of losing space, I don't care about it being efficient. We can just grow our city, make it bigger for it. It doesn't have to be efficient. We're not looking for density. We're looking for sprawl, but beautiful sprawl. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we are going to do some wiggly boys. Some of these major roads. Let's see, 10 units, I guess. And it looks like we're trying to be, methodical here, but we're really not. We're going to take this at just a nice little curve, just like this. Right there seems good. Although I'd like it to connect like this. Yeah, right into that node. That's good. Yeah, perfect. So that's a good first road. We can put all of our industry out here that we need to, and people will drive to it. So now we can get our neighborhood going. These are some of the most important lines that are going to indicate really the characterization of the city moving forward. So I want to be very careful with them. How much money do I have, by the way? Oh, 51,000. Okay, that's not bad. As much as we want this to be organic, we don't want it to be fucking crazy. Proceeds to make it fucking crazy. These roads also, likewise, will be getting made larger. We also want to save space and respect the fact that we're going to have another road going across here. It's not a bad idea to have some straight points. Love the idea of connecting in straight onto here. Okay, so now we've got this. I do want to fill it in, but for the most part, I think that the best thing I could do is get some basic amenities up and let this... Let's go ahead and just do some of this. Yeah, some of this is good. We're going to lose some of that zoning there, so let's just pull this back in. We want to try and get a little bit of density, but I'm leaving space in between it. You're going to notice me making some alleyways. This is for pedestrian traffic. This is for us to put an actual walkway with still having big zones. So we're going to let that be enough for now because we've got enough space for us to do our zoning. We don't need to actually worry about that right now. So because it's all going to be kind of wobbly there, we're going to fill in like this. Our first little neighborhood. First little neighborhood. We're going to do this neighborhood street here. Not this side yet. There's an easier way to do this, I know, but I want to do it the hard way. I want these streets to not have any zoning on them, and I want the streets in between to have the zoning. We're trying to have tiers. I'm trying to put in tiers of traffic priority, where we have our biggest priority here, our neighboring priority. Then this is the one that's meant to get everyone to their house, from their house to here. Its only job is to get them from their actual neighborhood streets to here. That's why it's one big loop that we're just going to build these neighborhood roads through. From there, we have our actual smaller streets. These will probably be our actual 2-lane roads. This will probably end up being a 4-lane road. This will, well, 2, 4, 4, 6 is probably how that's going to go. I'd love for this to be an 8. You know, I may even have an 8 eventually. Medium roads, large roads. There may even be an 8 in here. Yeah, 8-lane road. It's probably going to be an 8-lane road in the end. It's a big boy. Yeah, but that gives us space. And it gives us additional space to be able to put in pedestrian walkways through here, which is a big part of what I'm trying to make happen. Okay, so let's take care of our zoning. I want to put in some commercial now, and it's going to be basically just blocked off over here. Yeah, we got 1 square of residential we just cleaned up, thankfully. We'll put it right there, and we'll put some of our industrial over here. This is all temporary. We're not going to keep our industrial over here permanently, though we might. I'm a big fan of trying to keep stuff in one area. Ah, man. Getting the power routed over there is going to be a little bit expensive. We also need to think about wind turbines being unreliable. We need to think about wind turbines being unreliable, but probably the best we have. 7,500 for one of these. 7 megawatts. Wow. I'm used to having the other options. So used to having the other options. I think a coal power plant is fine. $700 a week. I think a coal power plant is fine. We could put it right over here. It does pollute like a motherfucker. It does pollute like a motherfucker, so we should probably put it over here with the rest of them. Go ahead and put it there. I'd rather have reliable power. And I don't think it's going to take us much to get this. Let's go ahead and unpause. I think speed 1 is fine. No, speed 3. Fuck it. Let's get some zoning in here. Hello, residential. It's time. We need water as well, hopefully. We're going to be able to figure that out. I'm going to do a water tower right over here because I think this is really cute. A water tower right as you come into the city. Let's turn our... I just want really organic throughout here, so we're going to end up with a lot of curvy roads. We're going to try and be a little bit conservative with this, though. Just enough to cover the zoning that we've done. Water pipes are really expensive. This is just barely not going to cover that other side. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's fine. We have to bite the bullet and let it happen. Just bite the bullet. It fucking sucks. Okay, that's fine. And then we need sewage treatment, which we're also likewise going to put over here right by the coal plant, because there's nothing better than having coal fires right next to your poop salvation. It's pretty good. There we go. Not connected to water yet. Direct connection needed. Electricity will come in time. This is really sketch. I hope you can appreciate how sketch this is. Not enough money. Oh. What we need, this will be enough for when our commercial comes in. We just need our commercial to come in at a very specific place. We need our commercial to come in right there. Please come in, commercial. Oh, we need some, yes, yes, designate commercial. Come on. Right there. Be the hero. Deliver power. We're going into debt. We may lose. I may have spent too much on roads. Once we get electricity, though, this will start working out. Why is there no commercial building? Come on now. We don't have forever. I may have to restart, but I still like my plan. There we go. They're moving in. Listen, they're moving in. Once they move in, they're going to be like, well, where's the shopping? Then they'll get electricity as soon as this building is built. Come on. Oh, there it is. Hallelujah. Please reach. No! Oh, no. Okay, we're gonna do a little... gonna do just a little bit of cheesing. There we go. It just works. It just works. All right, so we should start making some money here pretty soon, hopefully. We need to designate some more residential if we're going to have any hope, because we can't build roads until we get money. I think we might just lose. Is starting out this rough? Did I build too many roads, chat? Is that what we've done? The industry should make us money. Yeah. We'll be fine. 50,000 bucks. We should be fine. We need more roads for residential. We need more roads for residential. Listen, okay? City Planner does this all the time. He just doesn't put it on YouTube, okay? We might be having a financial crisis of sorts. But I think the easiest plan is to have a press meeting, call a press meeting, and blame Cat. Oh, they don't like having neighbors, apparently. Call a press meeting and blame Cat. And from there, we're fine. They want electricity? They have electricity. They have it now. They've been granted electricity. They have nothing to complain about anymore. And we're not going to have the entire neighborhood do this, but just a couple. Just a couple of these streets, because from there I want to probably have my nucleus around here. My nucleus will probably go right around here, so we'll probably have a road that comes out. Probably goes across like this, and then comes out like this and goes into a big circle right there. But for now, let's just zone some more residential, because residential is how we're going to make our money. Water's expensive? No. Water is not expensive. Giving them access to water is expensive, which is why we do it very sparingly. Okay, these are some roads that I don't want zoning on. These are roads I don't want zoning on. These are access roads. I love that I can do that, because they were always going to be access roads. Like this is the same. I don't want zoning over here. These roads do not get zoned. This gives us so much more zoning for the roads that matter. No zoning. We can turn zoning on if we decide that we want something specifically there. But otherwise, no, it's going to stay off, because it's very important that the zoning goes where it's supposed to. Look how much extra residential we're able to eke out here, and it's all going to be on the right street. There we go. You need a lot of residential with the realistic populations mod. You need a lot of residential. So just be prepared to zone a lot of residential. Hopefully we have enough, you know, utilities to keep all these people happy. But now we can zone a little bit more commercial because we know that we're going to be able to use it. We've got our industrial being zoned, which doesn't have power. That's great. We're only losing a little bit of money there. You know, only a little bit. If we were to zone a little bit more this and take it off of this side, then I think they would zone themselves close enough to the power supply plant that we'd be all right. We're only losing 1,000, and it's going to get better, too. Oh, shit, we need water. Oh, no. Oh, no. I hate that you have to drink. This is what you meant when you said water was expensive. This is what you meant. You warned me. It's okay. It's fine. Listen, every city has a rough start where people don't have their access to things that they want, but they don't really need, like water. They'll figure it out. There's a pond somewhere. There we go. Now they'll start paying taxes. That's what matters. You know what else? Speaking of taxes, I can't manage taxes yet. Fuck. This will also make us more money once this is connected to power. We need more commercial. It's coming in. Commercial will make us more money. That's going to be fine. Listen, it's okay. Our city is going to be booming in no time. Probably riots and explosions, but booming nonetheless. There we go. We just need to let it develop for a minute. You got to have a little bit of patience and a whole lot of faith. If you can do that, you're going to be okay. But if you lack either of those things, so help me God, I will kill you myself. We really, really need the industry to pop in over here. I accidentally killed that industry building. On accident. Because then they might spawn over here next. We don't need any at all demand, except more residential. Which, they're coming. They're going to fill it in. But we've got some really nice suburbs to start out the game, and as much as I like the idea of a grid, I like the idea of not having a grid. There we go! We've done it. We're making a profit. Hallelujah. We can't quite pay off our loan yet, which would be nice if we could, but we are making money. Residential makes money. Industry makes money. They now have access to their power, which means they should be making some more cash as well. People now have jobs to go to. There we go. Right now, all of our traffic is going to be concentrated through here, which is a nightmare. However, what we're going to do is eventually have a road that goes an overpass here. This is what I was talking about. We'll have a connection at the top, a connection at the bottom, and a connection in the middle. Which actually, these could connect direct through. Which we might as well get done. Oh, I hate it. One of these has to die.
Or Mico gets it.
Please don't let me die. Coco will do it. He's fucking crazy. He'll do it. Really? Did I just fucking eat ass when I was making this road? What is happening here? Why is that off? What did I do to you? Why did I do this way? Oh no. it's off by one, y'all. Oh no. Hey, there we go. Taxes, loans. We got access to that. Garbage collection is going to need to be taken care of. We also have access to schools. We have the recycling centers, which we're going to use because the idea of a landfill is a fucking nightmare. We also have access to an orphanage, which, given how this city has gone so far, is going to be very relevant very soon, I'm sure. Oh, no. Oh, wait, let's turn off zoning for those two middle sections. We have a big demand for industry, so let's go ahead and give them that industry. We're going to start districting as soon as we unlock it. We'll put a district over here that makes it a little bit cleaner, hopefully. Dylan, it's off by one, I know. It's okay. If we can adjust this road and fuck that guy's house. And then we should be able to fix it. Have it connect to... Oh, Jesus, we've moved the node, apparently. Okay. So let's do like this, and then connect up like that. That's not too terrible. That doesn't make me want to throw up in my mouth. Okay, and then we have that connection there. Perfect. So now we have two ways to get across here a little bit more conveniently. What I do want to do is set up this road as a priority road. Everything else is going to have a... let's see. Apply as a yield, a stop sign as you're coming into this road. There we go. What? This is also a priority road. hold on now. You stop that. Well, what are you doing? Hold on now. I want to be able to adjust the junctions here. Just want a stop sign on this side. I suppose I'm going back to my old ways of the... There we go. And then there's a light here in the middle. And then, because that's where the big feeder roads come together. Yeah. That should be fine. Which will have a stop sign for these guys to get out of their little neighborhood street. Just suppose I'm not using the mod anymore. There we go. Two-way stop, but if they're coming into the neighborhood, they're able to go where they need to go. Get them into the neighborhood as much as possible, but getting out of the neighborhood is something that they're going to have to work on. Which we're going to have we can have a bus route that'll be really easy to manage because of the way that we're setting these things up. Like, we're going to have a pedestrian walkway that cuts through here. Probably going to demolish some of these homes to get another pedestrian walkway through. That probably goes there and cuts all the way to the middle and goes there, and that's a bus stop. So this entire neighborhood will filter all, like this entire area will filter all of their traffic to this area, and we'll have like 4 bus stops, and that's it. This area will probably have each quadrant be its own bus route, but ultimately this road's probably going to cut about this way. We'll probably have to have this one curve a little bit sooner as well, but these guys will follow about parallel. About parallel, not guaranteed. Doesn't have to be. There we go. So garbage processing status is bad, and they're going to start to complain about that pretty soon, I'm sure. So let's get that taken care of. If I can find it, hold on. Education, no thanks. We should get a medical clinic somewhere. It's going to be around here in the middle. But I'm really looking for industry and garbage collection, but I'm pretty sure the garbage... Oh, it's right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and have this guy right over here. We're going to place it just for now, even though this stuff's going to get demolished or moved later. We do have access to taxes, so I want to go ahead and get the magical 12%. They are happy at 12%. It automatically assigns us 8, so we should be able to get even more money there. Look at us. We're 1,200 in the green. 300, 1,300 in the green. 1,400 in the green. It just goes up, chat. We don't deal in budgets. We deal in fucking stocks, man. We're having a good time over here making money. I told you we were going to bounce back. Like a small child on pavement. You just get up, you cry a little bit, then you realize you're fucking invincible, and you go again. And then we pay off the 50K. Well, we are paying it off slowly. 2,000! Eat my ass, cat! We need more, dude, we need more residential, but we're gonna, okay, we have enough money for roads. Like, if we take a look at our loans right now. We have this one. We could take this loan to pay off the other one. Where do I see that chaos loan, or is that the one that's just given to us? Was that just a grant? Was that actually just a grant that we got? Like an, oh God, the poor thing is going to die if we don't help it grant. Because I was going to take that loan to pay off the other one if it was a better interest rate. I think the other one's a 0 interest loan. Cool, so we got some PP loans that we're just going to fucking pocket like all the other businesses did. Good deal. Yeah, looking good. Okay. Yeah, we're making some good money now. We don't even have to pay that back, so we just fucking robbed Uncle Sam in order to build a city. Hell yeah. A PP loan. It is a PP loan. You can take the D, but then you've got to give it back. I think it's a fair deal. I think it's a very fair deal. Okay, so education is something that has to be earned. It is not a right. So these people are going to be doing just a little bit of suffering and being dumb. These roads just get upgraded to the 2-lane. They don't actually change. As far as I can tell, when I upgrade these to 2 lanes, is that going to be a fucking nightmare? Yeah, a little bit. Oh, not that much, though. Yeah, not that much. Just some of these edge cases on the corners, yeah. Just some of these corner cases. Listen, okay, we are alerting them now. Bitch, your trailer is going to be in the way when we upgrade these roads. Just saying. Move that shit or lose the... Oh, Jesus, this whole site's going to be a goddamn... Oh, that's a nice house, too. This is going to be our only real loss. Look at the... I would love this. Are you kidding me? I would kill a man to live in this house. Kind of ugly, but I love the windows. This is some shit that I would build in Minecraft. Are you kidding me? This is exactly the kind of shit I build in Minecraft. Windows in every room. Every wall is just dotted with windows. balconies for sitting, a little garage on the bottom. You have to take an unnecessarily ridiculously steep staircase to get to your front door. Love that. I would live in that house. A leg day is every day that you want to leave. Okay, we need a lot more residential, but we're going to have to expand carefully here because we want to be able to provide the city services like health. We don't want a plague to run through and then fucking kill everybody and have to start over again. I think we're to the point now that we can start saying, okay, we're going to use some real roads now. So let's just go ahead and get those 2 real roads down. A freeform road so we can make us, you know, a roundy boy. I didn't realize we were making roundabout, but here we are. We're really not. But we kind of are. And I think that we can have a cross that goes into the middle here. Or it just goes, like, through the middle. Yeah, just one road that goes through the middle. Because then we can have stuff put in the middle here, which I think could be good. We can have a little park in the middle area back here, little park areas. I think those could be really good too. Here we go. Mr. I would like to live in your fancy town. Yes, you can. You just have to pay 12% tax on everything. What happened to that house? Ah, fuck it, who cares? Garbage processing status is good. Healthcare availability is real ass. But we're gonna get, so let's see what the coverage is over here. Ooh, that's not good. That's not so good. So we really do need man, I hate doing it. You know what's about to happen. Listen, when you move in here, oh Jesus. When you move in here, you sign a thing that says you know that your building will get demolished at any given moment. There will be no warning. Okay, we'll do it that way. Listen, casualties are necessary in war. If they didn't happen, we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves. All right, let's turn these off. Okay. So let's put our, oh, precious dog. I'm gonna put our zoning back because it got fucked up. But we need that road in the middle. Let's go ahead and upgrade this one as well. We're being a little chaotic today, chat. Sorry about that. We're usually not so chaotic when we play this game. This is one of the few games we play where we're not chaos the entire time. Psych, bitch, we're chaos today. Yeah, because we can have another road that goes along here. Like this one can come up and into that little spot right there and only zone on the back end. Or we have this come out this way and we put a little park right there. Ooh, I like that idea. I like a park that goes around the ring here. Though we're probably going to need to... Hey, Dr. Poley. A little bit of chaos, man. A little bit of chaos is fine, though. Let's think about this. Welcome on in, friends. Ah, damn. Okay. Let's draw our plan. Because we've got this roly-poly center that's going on here. This is going to be where most of our services go in the center. I think we start routing these streets like this, and then we grid this way. We have another one that comes up like this and connects up to that street. Yeah, it goes right into there. There we go. Oh. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, this is how you plan. I don't know about that. Right now, we have a man who is looking at a bookshelf. That's what we have. That's what we have right now. Yes, I can read. But this is what we're looking at. I think that we end up doing something like this. We probably have this road that will connect around and do this, and then connect up like that. I like that idea. You know, generally like that. We'll probably end up with some curvy boys that end up doing this. He's like, I'm reading all the fucking books right now. You've been struggling so hard with what? What's been making you... This is literally my second city, so I'm not going to be like, well, yes, of course, you're not doing this, you idiot. No, I mean, I won't fucking know. I'm figuring it out as I go, too. I like the idea that we pull off right here, and it goes like that. And then we have roads that go like this. And they can even, oh yeah, they can continue like that. We can continue this arc. And then here in the middle, we have a central park. Oh, today's your second day. Oh, I see. Yeah, there's a lot. I was,
or Mico gets it.
Please don't let him kill me. He threatens it every time, and one of these days he's going to do it. Have I tried making roads? Yeah, we almost went bankrupt because we made too many, but I think this is the plan. We're going to have these sort of 5 sections here. And technically 4 if you really think about it. Okay, and then like we have a central park through here, and then all of our city services can go here.
Follow this channel, or Mico.
Maybe he's going to do it. He's going to do it one of these days. I'm telling you. One day the stream's not going to go live and you're going to be like, ah, Coco got him. Little fucking demon go boy. All right. Well, settle in, guys. We got a long haul here of trying to figure my shit out. I'm playing with Realistic Populations mod, and we just started my second city ever. You had massive trash problems. Too many people playing League of Legends, clearly. I think I figured it out because I was using dirt roads. Oh, yeah, probably. That probably slowed them down because your roads will determine speed, and it also can have traffic bunch up and back up a lot. Yeah, using too much... I use dirt roads because they're cheap, and I can upgrade them to the 2-lane roads, no problem. But I'm probably going to have this become a 4-lane road just so I can spite these people that live here again. Yeah, no problem, Griffin. The Realistic Populations mod makes it where you need a lot more residential compared to your industry and your commercial. It's meant to simulate the more realistic population zoning designation ratios that you would see in real life. My big thing about it is that it's the only... I haven't played without it, but I have seen people play without it. And when I see people play without it, it feels like there's almost a 1-to-1 residential to commercial, which feels really weird to me because if you look at a real map of a real city, you're going to see shitloads of suburbs and then some commercial areas. And I really like the idea of having to figure out where to put all these people. If I want more industry, I need to be able to have a population that supports it, you know? Yeah. Yeah, why not use high-density residential? Yeah, we literally just started. I just unlocked taxes. What do you want from me? I don't fucking know. I'm trying so hard. Yes, you can upgrade roads. So if you select your road, here I am delivering to you things that I know. It's the little exclamation mark, and if you right-click, it'll downgrade it. I'm sure as well. If you use the upgrade tool, you can actually swap the direction of your one-ways as well. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Yeah, there you go. How dare you, fucking Bahamut? How dare you? Well, welcome, everybody. I hope you have a good time. We're going to hang out, play some cities. We normally, this is the 3rd segment of our stream, if you will. We do usually about 3 segments. We did some Final Fantasy XIV, for those of you that are fans. We're on the Famfrit server in Primal Data Center, playing there. Doing ARR right now, getting near the end of it, and doing literary analysis as we go. Then we're playing some Core Keeper, did a couple hours of that. About an hour and a half of Core Keeper. We just killed the slime boss, real nice. And then now we're playing some cities, my very second city ever. So thank you again for the raid, friend, and everyone else is hanging out. Buckle on up, it's going to be a wild ride. I'm terrified to unpause, and I feel like I don't really have a plan at all. Within the district, I feel like this needs to become a 4-lane road. I feel like this needs to be a 4-lane road. I feel like that needs to become a 4-lane road. 6, 8. Yeah, I feel like that's just how it's going to be. These are 2 lanes for the true actual residential drives. And then 4 lanes here. Although I don't think it's going to be fully necessary. I just think it's something I want to do because it's going to make me feel better. We could even make them 3-lane roads. Small 4-lane road. I need to make a decision and do it. I'm doing it. Fucking rip my money, dude. Okay, that's fine. We've done it. God, it doesn't feel good, but it feels... Oh, God, okay. God, everything about this feels off. Oh, well, we're committed. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Okay, let's connect this side. I want to do about right there and connect up about to there. This road can connect out. I love that it would connect right there. That feels like a really great connection. This one, we're going to go out and right up to there, about 90 degrees. Beautiful. Once it updates those, we're going to use this mod to turn off the zoning for these roads. I don't want anything actually being zoned on these roads. These are just roads for delivering personnel. There we go. A wonderful mod that does that. I don't remember what it's called. That was like 30K. Oh, don't fucking tell me how expensive that was. Why am I focusing on building residential when I'm still losing population? Because the population is going to fluctuate as people dissent to my political policies, and then they disappear. They move out. But they will move back in very quickly. But if you look at the amount of residential demand we have, I have to build residential. Can I explain how curved roads work? I spent 10 minutes trying to understand. Yes, they use Bezier lines. That probably doesn't make any sense to you if you were struggling with them before, but they use Bezier lines. And what this is, well, I'm going to need to build some more. So let's go ahead and just do some curved road, boys. And I think we're just going to have this curve across and just do a couple bricks just like that. Have this probably connect like that 3 ways until there, and then maybe one in between. Let's see. But I know this is going to connect. It's probably going to be just straight across, actually. Probably right here. But you click out to put your anchor point. So this is determining an anchor. And that little spot right there is going to be what it curves around. So you can see how it's always trying to bend around this point. So think of it as if you built a square around a circle, this is the point of that square around whatever circle curvature you're doing. The further out you do it, the longer it's going to be before it starts to turn. The closer it is, the sooner it will start to turn into whatever angle you're doing. And if you line this up, if I were to line that up right there with this road, you see this little line right here? Well, let me see if I can find a good example. I'm going to curve it out 90 degrees from this road so that this is going to pull out nicely from that intersection. But I can then put it right... Let's see. I really do just want this to go like that, though. I'm just going to have that do that. Don't be sad! Other people will move in. You'll be fine. There we go. I don't like that we're telling these people to move and fuck off, but, like, we kind of have to. Okay, so I'm going to get, like, a 90 degree if I can here. And then I'm going to have this curve about there. About to there. I'm going to pull it forward, and you see that line right there. I'm going to put my anchor point right on that line, and it's going to connect really beautifully up to that street. And that's how you can get these roads that feel like they connect through like that. There we go. Oh, look at that's just going to be beautiful. That's just going to be beautiful. Oh, no, I didn't want to do it that way. Hold on. Back up. Undig the road. There we go. This is what I'm looking for right there. Nice. And we can just leave that open. Just leave it open. We can make a little bus depot down there or something. These guys, I actually think are going to connect in just like that. See how nicely they connect when you do that? You know what? It probably is best if we do something like that. Although I kind of want it to connect right there. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't really like this road as much anymore, but I think it's going to be okay ultimately. Rip our money? Oh, no, this is fine. We're going to do a lot of residential through here. We just have to worry about water. Fucking water. God damn it, dude. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Get that connection in there. That's beautiful. Get it about 90 degrees there. That's how you know it's a straight connection. Get it about there, and then from here we can have it curve up like this. This is how you get pretty streets, at least in my experience. That curves a little bit too much. Let's let this just get a little bit straight, and then we can have it start to curve. There we go. Yeah, rip our money just a little bit, but I think we're going to be okay. We'll be fine. Oh, well, I'm glad, Dr. Polly. I'm glad I could help. This is my second city ever. If anybody does want to watch my first playthrough, we do have a city called Suckfuckville. Beautiful city. I play this game where I try to make it as pretty as possible. That is my goal. I think a connection there to there would make a lot of sense. Yeah. Anyway, it's all on YouTube. Everything we do is on YouTube, so if you'd like to see that, it's available to you. No, I don't think I like that. I think I'd just leave that open. Just leave that space open. We're going to have a park that runs through here. It does cross over the street, but we're actually going to have a sky bridge that goes across, or a tunnel. I'm not sure if I want to use tunnels yet or not. $13,000 dues. I think we're going to use that to invest in some water pipes. Man, we really do lose a lot of real estate here. I think that's the answer. I think that fixes it. Yeah, many menus. You feel like you need to start again? Man, that's what we're doing is, like, the city didn't die or anything. It just felt like it was time to restart, you know? It's the only way I could explain it. It felt like it was time to restart, so we did. Okay, let's find our roads that are just meant to be driven on. They're not meant to have anything designated on them, and it's this guy as well. Yeah, I love that I can just turn designation off for certain roads. Like, it is just so nice. It's just the best. It makes me so happy because this is such clean designation now. Any of my zoning I know is going to be on the right part of the road. I'm not going to have to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about my dick getting in the way, which normally is a big problem. Very nice. What a massive upgrade. God damn it, chat. Thanks for the bits, though. You fucker. I feel much better about this because we could put a little park area. Like, we could literally just go in. We don't have access to it, but, like, we could put a little dog park right there. That'd be really good. Oh, man, I'm getting hungry. Okay, we need water pipes. This is where the rest of our money is going to go, unfortunately. It's not quite on the road. That's because we're doing fucking grid lines. All of our money is going to go into this. Jesus. Help. You know what? That's enough to cover most of it. Let's go ahead and get this one up. That's enough for now. That's sufficient. I feel like that's okay. I feel like we don't have to do more than that. Ugh. All right, gotcha, Polly. Enjoy your lunch, man. Thanks again for the raid. I appreciate it. Dr. Polly. All right, let's go ahead and designate some residential because we need some so bad. All of this can be filled in residential. All this can be filled in residential. Let's go ahead and check this road real quick because this one got set back up again for zoning. All right, turn that off. Perfect. And now I want to see if it's possible. Nope, too poor. $500 a week to be able to put in a healthcare facility, but it's going to be necessary. Once we put it in here, look at the coverage. Let me just check the coverage, you slut. We could have one on either side here. It's very rare that you'd see only one medical facility, but we could put it right there to cover all of this. I mean, that does feel like a natural suburb. A lot of these buildings upgrading now. Moving out, moving back in. We're getting a big old shuffle of our population, but it should come back in strong. Yeah, once we get some city services put up as well, I mean, we're making money. We've got some commercial designation needed. Let's go ahead and give some zones. Let's go ahead and zone this side of the road. Make our own little strip mall. This is what I like, is being able to put in a strip mall. Yep, ice cream parlor, a Whataburger, another burger joint that is vastly inferior. There we go. Perfect. More ice cream. That's good. We've got a whatever the fuck this is. This is horrifying. This looks like it's straight out of, holy shit. Twisted Metal. We got a void dog in the background. Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to fill all this back in first. It will always designate more residential demand. It will always have more. Don't worry about it. It's go speed 3, though, because we like to make money. We can't make money if we're taking our time. Waiting on one of these zoning designations or demands to increase. We're back up on our money because our population's improving. There we go. Looking good. We should have enough money now pretty comfortably to be able to put this in, and I like the idea of it going right there. Yeah, look at that coverage. That's enough for all of our neighbors. Most of our neighbors have access to this now. The ones that don't deserve to die. It's that simple. Are hotels considered commercial, or is it something else? No, they're considered commercial. They're considered leisure specified commercial. So once we get zoning districts, once we're able to get districts in there, then we'll really be able to do stuff like that. But it's a specialized district type. I can't wait to get districts, man. We're going to do one that is all of these streets. It's probably actually going to be this quarter, this quarter, this quarter, this quarter. Will be different districts. I'll probably have one that's in the middle. Oh, shit, no water over here. Oops. The hospital ain't got no water. That's okay. That's okay. We'll fix that. It has electricity, though, which is good. Yeah. Let's go ahead and turn off our zoning here. Just because it doesn't make any sense at all to have that zoning. There we go. Get that zoning turned off. There we go. Looking really good. Get that painted back in. Yeah, it's working. There we go. Yeah, you see how much it's filling back in over here. Very good. Population's up to 700. What's our next threshold at? It is at, let's see, 1,000. Okay. We get policies, districts, a second loan slot, district specializations, which would be nice. A few policies, police department, other emergency services. We get access to industry at that point, and that is when we are going to start making some money. It'll take some money to invest in that industry, but we'll have access to it. We just need to get a highway connection over on this side, or we need to figure out what we're going to do, because I want our industry to be up here. But we can do localized industry over here, where we just specialize these guys at being a certain type, and hopefully they'll make us some money. We need yet more residential, so it looks like we're going to be filling these guys in even more, although our population is continuing to boom, so maybe we hold off for a minute until it plateaus for a bit. No reason that we can't hold off for just a minute. There we go. So it's going to be early on, it's going to be a careful balancing act of your cash. You've got to just sort of let it sit for a minute, let things settle, see what your real demand is. We have a big demand for residential, and it will stay big too, because we have a lot of commercial being zoned, a lot of industry being zoned, which we actually probably could do more, a little bit more. A little bit more industry being zoned. Not a ton, just to maybe double it. So is this residential going to be firmly middle class or more upscale? This is going to be early on, it's going to be middle class suburban, lower middle suburban. We're going to have our first high density stuff going on up here. Then the density will slowly creep on down. Though we may leave this inside of this area as always suburban, and then we may have a road that goes around the outside or turn this road into a high density operation. I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking we may end up having some high density in the center here. Few apartments, some high density, some office buildings maybe along here. This is almost certainly going to become a very tall section of the city later on, but I think that it should be surrounded by suburbs. And I think our suburbs are looking nice. People are planting trees. They've got some nice parking there in the street. I think it's definitely starting to look a little bit... hey, welcome back. I think it's starting to look like a proper town. It's getting there at least. And we are going to put up a fence, and then we're going to have a park that goes around in the outside, these little doldrums, if you will, where nothing else is being put. This will be really, really good amenity for everyone living here. It should increase the property value as well. But we're still going to put dog parks in little areas where we can find space. Like a little park could fit back here because we got these tiny little houses. But like we could fit something right there. But I also want to have pedestrian walkways, which we don't have access to right now. Because I want them to walk to the center. I want everyone on this block to walk here where there's a bus stop, and it just goes around and picks up all those little sections of the bus stop. And then from there, I want it to get them over here. I want to reduce public traffic as much as possible. So everyone in here should be taking bus routes to get to about right there. where the bus can come into the neighborhood and grab them and then take them out. That's the idea. That's the idea. We'll see how well that works. I'm really not as planned out as I was before. So we'll see if the more organic approach works. As long as we keep our money in check, we should be fine. And we're sitting back at 40,000 again, so that's okay. Here we go. This guy is serving quite a lot of people, 2 patients. We've been able to treat people, which is nice. Our population is holding at about 900 there. You can't walk in on your keyboard while you're AFK. Well, that's great. I'm glad that we got the K.Nummel apostrophe from your cat. Hello, cat. Thanks for chiming in. Favorite chatter? Your cat. Okay, let's lay down some more water pipes. It's what we do best is laying down the pipe, man. There we go. Not all of it, but just enough to know that this is covered. We're going to take a look at the second quarter over here being taken care of.
Meow.
Do not meow at me, you little slut. There we go. Now we get this to move down this main line. And from... Oh, oops. From there, it's just a matter of probably having one pipe that runs this way. There we go. Okay, good. So now we can zone this stuff in and know that it's going to get filled in properly. Let's start with this. And they just immediately start flooding in. Everybody wants to live in our town. We need to name our town, by the way. There we go. Is it Lily or Lily? Also, hello, Lala Fufu. What a fucking name. What a name, dude. Nice. There we go. That's filling in pretty quickly. Once we start to see demand for commercial and industry, that's when we're going to start building actual industry zone. There we go. The first one, Lily. Ah, I got it. Nice name, dude. Cat names, you can't go wrong. You name him Peanut Butter, fucking great name. You name him Socks, great name. You name a cat Reginald, great name. You cannot badly name a... Oh, there we go. You can't badly name a cat. You can badly name a city, which we're going to be dedicated to doing here very soon. Okay, listen. We're going to have to add a police department, other emergency services. At this point, I think it's a fire department. There we go. Only 5 months old. Okay, Dr. Polly, I know every single streamer has a Discord with a pets channel, but please grace ours with Lily, the 5-month-old cat that has already had more chat activity than 90% of my audience. Please. There we go. Peanut Pants. What a great name. Thank you, Fern. Yeah, there's the Discord. Yeah, our next goal is going to be 1,600, which honestly I think we're going to accidentally catapult our way into. I think we're going to accidentally all over the way into there. We're sitting at almost $69,000 dues. I mean, we're doing great. Let's go ahead and get our emergency services in. We want a little firehouse. Love the idea of a little firehouse right here. That's cute. People loved that. And we can have a little police station right there on the other side of the road for all the people that didn't pay taxes. There we go. I think it's time to upgrade some more of our roads. We've added those services. We're still profitable. That's good. That's very important. Very, very important. Let's go ahead and upgrade some of these. We're going to be dealing a little bit of damage to our city. Little bit of damage. But you know what? It's okay. They'll live. Not here, but they'll live. They'll have to find somewhere else to do it, but they'll live. Just get this connected up to that point. Really, start with dirt roads, and then from there, just fill it in as you go. Forehead, it'll be easy. Take out the zoning here so that they zone on the proper side. There we go. And then fix your zoning as needed when you upgrade that road. Don't need to upgrade any of it. It's all fixed. It's all good to go. So everyone who is living by that street now. Yeah, the game can be extremely cathartic when everything is working. And that's one reason I really like it, is that it's a no-pressure gameplay. Already? You literally just moved in! How are you already fucking killing people? Cathartic indeed. What the fuck? My people are crazy. That's fine. We have more demand for commercial here, which is going to be good. We'll add commercial to the other side. This entire middle corridor here is meant for commercial. It's what this is here for. This entire center corridor is meant to be the lifeblood. I do want to add some commercial maybe in the middle. I don't think there's a bad idea. You know what? Fuck it. Get out of here. We're going to add some commercial over here. There we go. Let's add some commercial there and just see how that fills in. Oh, very nice. It should have access to everything too. Water. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very good. How are we doing on our utilities? Utilities are looking good. Garbage processing is great. Healthcare availability. Average health is up in the 70s. That's fine. Cemetery usage. We don't have a cemetery yet. People cannot die at this moment, which is great. We do have access to a school. I would love to have a church here in the middle. Would love to have a church here in the middle. What does it do, though? Oh, it's just a decorative thing. But I love the idea of having a church and a graveyard on the other side. Fucking beautiful. You know, we could put a church right over here. This would not be a bad idea. We turn on the zoning for that road again. And then we build our church right there. Love that idea. Build a little church there for people. Right there in the middle of our neighborhood. I think that's great. You'll have like a west side church. Well, this is going to be the north side church. Can we name it? Yeah, and then we're going to name this one, that Smithson Way. We're going to name this Church Street. Because it's got a church on it. Got it? Yeah, look at all... the commercial came in. Nice. They can be replaced with city services as needed. But you've got this great thing. We could even put the park in the middle. But I like the idea of the park filling in this open space that otherwise can't be used. There we go. We've accidentally built a roundabout. June is asleep, but if June is watching this in the future, I got you. You can't be mad at me anymore for not building your roundabouts. We got a lot of demand for residential, so guess what time it is? Nope, not you. There we go. Time for much more residential. There we go. And these are nice big plots too. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and do some districting. While we're here, just let them come in. As long as our utilities are up, then we want to balloon out as much as we possibly can with residential. Residential's where the money's at. If you haven't seen how to do really beautiful districts, then I'm going to show you. You're going to be so happy. I have found that there's an advantage to not including the road in your district. Your district should cover the buildings, not the road. Because then you can have specific policies that say specific traffic is allowed inside the district, and then you have all of your surrounding districts say only that amount of traffic is allowed through here. So then what happens to the traffic that has to pass through? Well, it's forced onto those feeder roads. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. We're going to have our district do something like this. So we want it to include the park. This is going to be a city center or a town center for this small area. Smith Heights is not bad. I do want to do like Withering Parish. That just popped in my head and sounded good. Oriental Hills, no thanks. We'll do it Cerulean Hills, even though there's no hill there at all. Cherry District. Okay. Cherry Center. Hillside Square. We'll call this Riverside. It's closer to the river. It's the riverside of the Underhill Square, which we could do Uptown. Uptown Circle. Okay, so if you're going to Uptown, then you know you're going to this area. Emerson, what are you doing over here? The Orchard Residence on fire. Too many trees. Okay, we don't have access to parks yet, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, not yet. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go in and trim. Select the smallest one, get right on the road, and right-click. Let it magnetize to the road. I didn't want to actually do that. Hold on. Get back. Here we go. Actually, I probably will have this go down and be the center. Magnetize onto the road. But then it cleans this up so nicely. We're going to have this one because there's going to be... You're allowed to have heavy traffic through this zone. It's just going to end up being a really clean designation for us to make, where the roads can be included in that, this main road. There we go. So for you, you're going to actually get removed from that road. And it makes this really clean district. Just fucking beautiful. It takes a minute to do it, but you should only ever have to do it really once. Until you get neighboring districts, in which case you'll have to, yeah, clean them up again, but it's okay. It is a-okay. It's easier to push out into that area than it is to pull in. You see how nice that is? What is city's name? Man, I'm not even sure yet what I want the city's name to be. You know what? I got it. Let's see. It's going to be the Cocotopia. Gonna be the Cocotopia. There we go. Trim that up nice. Nice and clean. There we go. There we go. We're probably not going to have this actually go and do through the main street like that. Probably just going to have that be clear. Clean and clear. You may have to go over it a couple times, but ultimately it's worth it. When you see the final product, you're just going to be like, whoa, it's going to be great. There we go. It can go up through that last residential junction. There we go. Trying to get that to be just perfect, but I don't think it's going to be. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that feels fine. Push it in a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. So now we've got these really, really pretty district lines, which this one isn't going to be just because of the way that it fixed. But you know what? Uptown Circle probably could be included in this area, or maybe Uptown Circle's just the road. You know what? I think Uptown Circle's going to be just the road. Where this can go right up until the edge there. Then Uptown Circle's in the road. Push this up. So each of these has a part of the park in it. Yeah, I know we're undoing it. That's okay. We want the road to be Uptown Circle. We want everything outside of it to not be. There we go. So what am I doing here? We are laying out districts. And this will say a zone of the city, and we can set policies specific to this area of the city. And this will help us control the flow of traffic. Right now, it's mostly just for aesthetics. There we go. Real easy, and I think that looks so much better. Yeah, we got the Withering Parish, Riverside, Cerulean Hills, and Cherry Center. I've just been sitting and letting our money stack up for a little bit, too. It's nice to get distracted every now and then. Let's go ahead and put some roads down and be prepared for some more residential to come in here. Yeah, I think we're going to go connect this guy. I think we're going to connect this guy ultimately like this. Yeah, I think we could do something like that. Hold on, let me... Yeah, that needs to be pulled back a little bit if I'm going to make that connection there. Hold on. And I really do want to make that connection. There we go. Because then we can come in and make these connections all day. We can make these connections all day. These are going to be really easy spots for us to be able to put in a bunch of residential. There we go. Oh, yeah. Easily done. Honestly, Get this connection here. There is not bad. And then from there, we can get a connection across like this. That's really close, though. Now, we'll do it from here. There we go. I don't mind that we're going to have an area over here that feels like it's really scrunched in. I think that's fine. Uploaded a few pictures of Lily. Nice. Yes. All right, good deal. I feel like I've won today. All right, this road is going to be a delivery road. It's not meant to have residential on it. This road will be unique in that it does have residential on it, even though it is sort of connecting that same way. Let's get our water connected. Our money has gone up, actually. So that's really nice. Our money usually goes down when we're doing things like this, but now it went up this time. I know I don't need the water there. The water pipes are already covered, but to me it makes a lot of sense to have those connections. There we go. Let's make sure this connection's done. I want to be really thorough with the water pipes because I don't want to have to worry about it later. Do not want to have to worry about it later. I'm not even looking at my money, okay? Right now, not even looking at my money. It's gonna be, we're gonna have enough, I promise. I may have just been lying to you. For the most part, no, I know, we're fine. Our money's not even going down, dude. Money is not even going down. There we go. And see, even our water pipes can feel like they are really pretty. I feel like this is a natural connection to make. Let that street be connected as well. Yeah, I think that's working out fairly well. I feel really good about that. Okay, so we've got our zones. We can do some policies, but the policies that I want are not available yet. I want NIMBY. I want NIMBY, not in my backyard. And what that does in this game is it says no heavy traffic can go through it, which means that if we have, our commercial is here, right? Our heavy traffic will not be able to go through, cut through any of these residential streets. It will have to stay on the main feeder roads. This needs to become a main feeder, or this needs to connect all the way through. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. This needs to go all the way through. This has bothered me this whole time. This has bothered me a lot. That's not much better, man. I hate getting rid of those, but kind of needs to be done. This is what happens from a lack of planning. Okay, city planner plays, wouldn't do that. Me, I'll do that all damn day, though, okay? I'll do that all damn day. Because I don't have standards or moral guides at all. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, so let's start filling in a little bit more of this residential on this side. And they just instantly start flooding in, man. They just start flooding in. Okay, we got a couple roads over here that have gone rogue. There we go. Yeah, looking good. Looking great. Oh, man, I'm in love with this. I love this city so far. This is very natural, very organic. This feels like things just kind of develop naturally as opposed to being a grid. I really want to avoid grids. I want there to be basically no grids in the city if I can help it. I just want to see what a city without a grid line would look like and how much of a nightmare that might be to actually work with. I'm hoping it isn't ultimately a nightmare, but I'm anticipating that it will be, and I'm okay with it being a nightmare if it is. Okay, so did I add a school? Did I make the mistake of giving them school, or did I think this might have counted as education. It does. It does count as a school. 50 students. Okay, so there's a religious school. It's the only school they have in town. We're going to give them a proper elementary school, and I think we're going to add it right here in the middle. It's not going to give them really good coverage, but it will give them coverage. I'm thinking that having a school in the middle of your neighborhood is really fucking cute. 2 schools. One over here right on this spot that I don't really want any houses designated on. Yeah, I don't want any houses designated there. So I'm going to take those out, even though some people are going to fill in. I'm going to take that designation away. And then we're going to have another school that's right over here. With a little service road? With a tiny little baby service road? Oh my god. Hold on. It's going to be too cute if I don't do it. There we go. Hold on. Give me the guides. 4 units. Oh, y'all, this is, oh. Fuck. Okay, hold on. We're going to do that, and we're going to use move it. To get it straight on there. So you got a proper little school loop. Highland Drive, this is going to be... we'll make it drive. School Drive. Oh, no. This little section here needs to be separate. Hold on. School Drive is here. There we go. Perfect. So we got School Drive, Sycamore Way, Audrey Alexander Way. Very nice. Yeah, this feels really good. We've got a church over here and a proper school. Then we have a second school right over here, which let's go ahead and undesignate this zoning. And then let's delete the people that moved in here like idiots. Okay, there we go. Let's also move this over a little bit. By one space. Like, they're so happy and then they're so angry at the same time. My money is going up after doing all of this still. That's good. So I'm very happy with that. So at this point, it feels like we just build more residential, build more services. Build more residential, build more services. And that's going to work. Like, that should just work. Yeah. I think that's going to be fine. I don't think I have to worry about that not working in the long term. I think it's going to be okay. Let's go ahead and fill all this in now, new residential. This is what happens when you play realistic populations is you find yourself, wow, I need more residential. Who knew? We're just going to keep expanding out these neighborhoods until we really can't anymore. Yeah. But at this point, we need to build a new district. Uptown Circle, this whole area might be uptown, but we probably need to start building up here. I think we just hit our, population threshold there. Tiny town. Park areas, industry areas, very nice. Landscaping, event policies, park policies, very good. Parks and plazas for land value. Industry areas, very good. I'm excited for industry areas. Fishing industry, I want to get up early and keep it strong. New policies, I'm looking for NIMBY. NIMBY is the one I'm looking for. I don't think we have them. No NIMBY. But we do have pedestrian pathways now, which is good. Pedestrian pathways are critical. We also have keys now, so we can do terracing. It's expensive, but we can do it, as well as fences, including hedges. Oh, playgrounds. Yes, there we go. We've got access to some really cool stuff now. So, what I want to do... I'm going to get some pedestrian pathways going through here, some sidewalks. Although I like the idea of a park sidewalk with decorations. We're going to start putting these through all of these little areas. And we're going to turn off our grid so that we can just have a nice, I think, road guidelines. You can't build on top of the road, so you really don't want that. But we want to ultimately plan out where are all of our bus routes going to go. Our buses are going to be picking up from these major collection points. We want to get these people to stop driving, if at all possible. I think I want two bus stops here in the center. Want a bus stop there. Do I have access? I don't have access to public transit yet. We want bus stops to go around here. I think we have one loop that goes around the outside, and every district, every little section is responsible for walking members as much as possible. We want to walk our pedestrians as much as we can, so that they're driving as little as possible. I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to lay out my sidewalks here, my additional sidewalks, my pedestrian walkways, that they use them in a meaningful way. And I think we're going to try and get away with this. Because they are using the sidewalks, which is great. And this is why I wanted there to be additional space. Come on now. Magic pixel. Does it connect? It does, it does. So they'll use this. So if I have these are places where pedestrians will walk. If they need to cut from right over here and they want to get down all the way down here, they'll do it. I don't see anyone actually using them yet, but they will. We could make bike lanes as well. There's a number of things that we could do, but we want to try and stop them from having to cross the street if possible. Yeah, here's somebody taking this instead of walking down this way. Because we can have a bus stop that's right at the edge of this walkway here. And it will service this entire lane. We'll be able to walk to that bus stop or to this bus stop. They'd only have to cross one street to get there, you know? Unless I was able to get this to cross over where they could go underneath. Or over. It's probably easier to get them to go over. What's the benefit of the walking path? If I can get them to walk a greater distance to get to a bus stop and take that bus stop to a greater distance to another part of the city, that means that they're not driving their car. And if they're not driving their car, that greatly reduces the burden of traffic on our streets. And I have this weird obsession with trying to minimize traffic, not out of necessity, but just because I like the idea of no one ever actually driving on the roads. It's like one of those people that has this really old couch, but then they cover it in plastic. It's the exact same mentality. I want to keep this couch forever, but never actually enjoy it. Never actually use it. Yeah, you can see people are using the pathway, and I think it adds this really nice buffer between their backyards, which I would love to add actual fences on either side of this pathway here, as something that would take quite a bit of time, but would be something that's really cute to do. I'd have a panic attack if I saw your roads? Nah. I would just go, oh no. that would be it. It's as far as I would go. I'd just be like, oh no. Oh, we're going to probably have to get rid of some houses here. I put these a little bit. Oh, maybe not. Thread the needle. Oh, God, the carnage. Oops. That just have to be slightly smaller houses. All right. Let's get this figured out. Is it just going to let me go all the way? It fucking is. Nice. Because as they're able to walk, they can technically get access to facilities and other amenities of the city that they may not have had. Oh, look at that, threading the needle. That they may not have had access to before. Buses will see. If you get bus routes and they're connected to city services like this, it'll extend the range. People can get to the hospital by taking the bus, that sort of thing. Okay, there's no way I'm getting a path through here without killing everything. Don't have to kill everything though, just most of it. It's okay to resize these buildings, okay? It's totally fine. There we go. It's okay to have to resize some buildings every now and then. We want them to be able to walk to church. Which we're going to do like this. Just like that. I probably could have done that a little bit more to the left and not killed them. There's not always a nice way to do this, but I think having these walkways is going to be just so nice through the neighborhoods. The people living here will rebuild. They'll be fine. We're up to $138,000. We're making bank. As long as people are paying their taxes, I'm assuming that they're A-okay with everything I'm doing, okay? If the day they stop paying their taxes, they go to the gulag, but we also understand that at that point, we have lost their favor. But this should give us a lot of pedestrian foot traffic, and we should see fewer cars on the road, ultimately, to get where they're trying to go. Because we have this really nice shopping center down here that they're going to try and get in and out of. And I would love to get up to a point that we have, well, what is our next milestone? 2,000? 2,800, wow. $2,800. We get up some public transport. At that point, we'll have our bus routes, which would be nice. We've got more residential designation demand. Man. We could start going up here to the north. Because we're gonna have a Texas overpass. It's gonna be really nice, actually. It'll get us to the other side. I think we have the money now to be able to do that, so we're going to pause. We're going to redo this intersection. I've always wanted to redo this intersection. Every time I play this game, I hate the default intersection that they give you. We're going to build a Texas intersection. This water's got to go. Yep, we're going to have to replace it. We can relay out power lines now as well. Hopefully we won't need them very soon. There we go. Well, no, not this one. This one's got to go. Because we're going to go ahead and upgrade our roads to 8 lanes. Is this an 8 lane? Yeah, this is our 8 lane. Time to embiggen. Good God, it's basically a highway, y'all. Good golly gosh, that's a lot, man. Holy shit. Okay, turn off the designation again for these roads. We don't care for it. This is going to be how people get where they're going. You know, this is going to end up being a 6 lane. 6 lane, really? 4 lane, surely. This will be 6 lane. But this will be 4 lane. Yeah, it'll break down into a 4 lane here. It is so thick, Rian. Judge the thickness. Is it thick enough for you? Okay, so here's how the overpass is going to work. Texas overpass is... Let me draw it for you. Texas overpass is you have your 2-lane highway going like this. You then have your overpass, which of course cuts across it like this. But your overpass has these lanes. It does this. This is your Texas overpass, where you have service roads that go... also, your service roads are then blue. Your service roads are also running like this, which are just parallel 2-lane, 1-way streets that run parallel to the highway. This is your Texas intersection, or Texas overpass. Fuck me. This is how they do them all over the place here. This makes sense in my brain, and I think in the game, the traffic so far when we've done this, the traffic has been very very respectful of this layout, and it has worked fairly well. It just hasn't looked exactly like this with this little pretty ovular design of the on-ramps hitting where they need to. Rian requires more thick please than think. Oh, yeah. So this is how we're going to be doing our overpasses instead of the awful on-ramp that they had there before. Okay. So we're going to take this up. We are going to have all of our guidelines on. But we're going to have them based on the highway here. And I want to see not road guidelines. But we're going to do where our overpass is. It doesn't need to be either of these. Probably should get rid of the highway itself. The highway could be put back in later. Okay, so let's do this. Our 8 lane is going to be right here. We do page up 3 times to get it up to 9 meters because that's a decent height for an overpass. Should we do 12? Let's do 12. Let's do 12 meter high. 12 meters of clearance. Ah, man, in Texas, they're like 16. Let's do 15. Okay, and from here, we're going to do 10 meters to the right, 10 units. Not 10 meters. 10 units to the right, 10 units to the left. And from there, we're going to go 20 units down. Is it 20 units? When do we get the long boy? Okay, so 12 units gets us all the way to the ground. Okay. There we go. Because there you've got your nice overpass, okay? Because at this point, we want to do a 2-lane, 1-way 2-lane one-way road is going to be our service road. And that boy is going to run... We'll create it here. It'll go between our two intersections as we eventually get down here and want to add another intersection, which we will eventually do this entire highway like this. But for now... My population dropped from 7,500 to 4,500. Would that have been because of the trash? It could have. I haven't had a mass exodus, so I don't know what all can cause that. But if people are unhappy, like if the little trash icon turns red, that's when people are moving out because they're unhappy about the situation. So if you had that everywhere, then yeah, I could see that causing you to have an exodus. But they'll come back. If the city is built, as long as you don't go bankrupt, they will come back. It will just take time to recover. Like, you could touch nothing, leave it AFK, solve the problem, and then just leave it AFK, and you'll come back and probably have a whole lot more money. It's kind of how that goes. Okay, so at this point, we want to also do road guidelines so we can get this moment right here, which we want to have a service road that goes start back here. It connects up to this. We then want to have this go out. How many units was this? 30 units. 30 units that way. We'll do the same thing on this side. There we go. $30 units up there. And now this is it's really, goddamn, that's so steep. That is so steep. That's okay, they'll figure it out or they'll die. They have a choice. Okay, highways. I can't build highways, and I destroyed my oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's a mistake. Oh boy. I don't even have on-ramps, dude. Okay. Unless they're here. One lane, one way. That's basically the same thing. There needs to be some kind of standardization here, right? 7 units. 6 units, 5 units, 7 units seems to be pretty good. And then from there, just connect to the street. See, that's starting to look a whole lot more rational. Now, of course, we need to flip it. To even have a... Oh, I love the American road signs mod. They have this as an... Like, you would never make that turn. Because, look, you'd be going 70 down here and then have to make your exit and have to turn at that degree. Cars would fucking flip into this field. They'd just be like, and off they go. There's no way in hell you'd ever make that turn. 0% chance that this would ever fucking happen. Jesus Christ. But this is how it's set up. This is what we're trying to do. Oh, no. Oh no! Listen, I'm doing my best, man. I'm doing my best. 7 units, and then from there, we did. I don't know how far down we did. I mean, this is the best Texas intersection I've seen so far. It's just fucking massive. They'll still technically be able to drive it. They just have to go on the overpass in order to do it. The entire highway is going to be consolidated down to 1 lane, which I'm sure that's going to work out just fine. That's going to be just okay. I'm not ready. 7 units. Oh, this begins the bridge. Height too high. Well, yeah, like, get up there, forehead. Oh, you're kidding me if you want that. As a driver, no. Oh my God. It's technically going to be what has to work for now, but no, that is not staying. This bridge needs to be laid down. But I don't have access to highway yet. And let me see, how far am I from highway? I might have done fucked myself. Okay, never mind. We get access to highways very soon. I need to zone residential, but this is allowing us to zone residential. That's what this is here to do. There we go. Okay, so now we just need to get this connected. Oh, no. Okay, we'll have to just do some sneaky, just temporary connection to get it going, just so we technically have a working highway. Yes, spill into the void. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. We have to hurry. We have to hurry. Okay, hold on. First, we can fix this at least for the moment. Take off the light, okay? Take off the light. We're going to have the minor traffic, which is going to be from the main city. The major traffic right now is the highway that's focused down to one lane. All right, you are allowed to just go. Please just go. They have to stop. Why are you even here? Oh, he's getting on the highway. Okay. Jesus, okay. We're just gonna, oh, I'm losing money now because of the amount of road we've built. Jesus. Oh, no, because we're out of power and water. Why are we? Oh, because I took it away. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, let's put a water tower right over here because that's really cute. We kind of had it like that before. Okay. Jesus Christ. Oops, forgot about that part. Let there be electricity and let there be water. Okay, they're not mad anymore. Please pay me. Pay your taxes. There we go. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, whoops. Forgot about that. Okay, listen, it ain't pretty, but it is functional mostly. Okay, we need to get this residential figured out here pretty soon. So we're going to probably have this make a loop onto itself. Although probably not even. We're probably going to do something just like this on the other side. This road probably won't continue any further than just going up a little bit, and then that's it. Okay, so let's just have this very expensive road go up a little bit, and then that's it. Yeah, right there. We're making like 2,500 bucks. We're fine, dude. I'm not even worried about it, okay? Okay, so let's pull this down, and then we're going to go for like a 4-lane. Small 4-lane road. Yeah. How many units down? It's like 25 or so. Right there. Okay, from here we're going to draw out the shape of the district. Okay, so we want to have some fun here. Not that we wouldn't normally have fun at any cost. Oh, I love that turn. Oh, I love that turn. Ooh, we love that turn. Oh, that's... Oof. Ooh. Ooh. That turn makes Mico happy. Okay. So we've got that. Let's do our big central... Let's do our big central boy, which is a 4-lane, of course. That'd be good. Let's do our big central area. I need a roundabout builder. Actually, there is a roundabout tool. I don't know how to access it, though. Wait, hold on. Roundabout builder. Okay, I've never touched this before. 2-lane road, free cursor mode, keep open, level terrain, setup TMPE. Yes. Hover mouse over intersection. Oh, I have to build it first. Okay. Well, let's do that then. Let's go ahead and build the intersection first. We need it to be 90 degrees. 19 units and 90 degrees. That's circular. 19 units and 90 degrees. Nineteen units and 90 degrees. 19 units and 90 degrees. Units and about 90 degrees. So that's not bad. So if I do the roundabout builder, does it fix this? No, it doesn't look like it does. It's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a bit larger than the other one too, but it is also going to be serving a high density population, so I'm not surprised that it's going to be a little bit larger. Let's have our major roads that are going to connect in and come through, and I think that honestly we're going to have this be the center. Beautiful. Beautiful. Loving this. Loving that. Beautiful. Yeah, that makes me happy. Oh, that makes me happy. There we go. So we've got another 4 big districts. It's just a much larger version of this. And now we can start setting in our actual residential sections, which we're going to do through 2 lanes. I wanted to practice couplets. Couplets are 2-lane roads that go the opposite way, but they always come in pairs. So it's a couplet of roads. It's as if like this was a runway, one way south, one way north, one way south, one way north. I don't know. I don't know if this is the area to do it. Couplets are really good on a grid. This is going to be pretty gritty. We're not going to have a park up here, by the way. Maybe the park will be in the center over here, whereas this one's a lot larger. Bigger park in the suburbs, less park in the urban. Let's just do 1 ways right now, or 2 ways right now. There we go. There we go. Looking good. Oh man, nice. And then this one is probably going to curve from right here and connect in down there. And then from here we can have this one go and connect up like that. And then we'll just have a big old park area over here. Yeah, I like that. And then this one can connect all the way around here. Maybe not exactly like that. Let's have this one curve down a bit so we can get some actual curvature around. Get it around that spine. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's going to be nice. Oh, that's good. Okay, so then we just have this guy that needs to come and connect down like this. Maybe a little bit further back. Yeah, I think that's good. That'll fit in. How are we doing on money? Our taxes, we're 20,000 bucks. Okay. So we're going to want to start getting our utilities up here, which is going to be just as expensive. And man, we need to get our population high enough to get highways so that we can fix our fucking highway. But this is all going to probably turn into mostly high density. Not guaranteed, but a lot of it's going to end up being high density. So as long as we're still making money, then we should be fine. $2,000 on that. God help me. God help me, please. Oh, Jesus. Okay. You know what? That should be fine. We might even be able to get away with doing this. Every other street ends up where only the street itself doesn't have water. Every one of the residential areas within it will. Okay. Let's do the circle. Oh, my money! Please! That's gonna be fine. No, we're gonna have plenty. Just being dramatic, okay? Just a little bit of drama in our lives because it's just the game's too easy, you know? You ever have that problem? Video games are just too easy? No, I think the realistic populations mod just says balloon out your residential and you'll make money, you know? There we go. God has no power in city skylines. It feels like it. It fucking feels like it. Okay, we're ready for some residential zoning, which we desperately need. Hold on, let me turn off the wrong roads here because some of these guys are trying to zone. Yeah, like these are trying to zone. Fucking stop it. There we go. There we go. Get all these service roads undesignated. This is just so beautiful because this is what I had tried to set up in a lot of places. But then you'd have to use fencing to get the same effect, which isn't a problem. You can do the fencing. It's just annoying to have to do the fencing for the whole thing. And I don't always want fencing. I just don't want it designated there, you know? You know what? No. We can zone in the middle here. But this road, no. Katy Street. Not Gray Street. Which, by the way, if you want to name a particular street, all you got to do is, like, figure out how in God's name you're going to get me to understand what one you're talking about. And then I'll rename it for you. Whatever you want. Whatever your little heart desires. Okay, chat? Deal. All right. That's looking good. This is obviously an area where we're going to put, like, a church or a school of some kind. This is a great little service road for those little amenities for the city. Which we're going to need our own set of services over here, which is where we're probably going to start losing money. Again, we'll have a hospital there. We'll have a fire department right on the other side of it. How we're going to get power over to it, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think that far. Just going to be honest with you. Oh, it just won't go over it. Fuck. Okay. You just need to be just taught a lesson. Get out of here. Hello? Oh, there you go. I want this to be, like, symmetrical in the sense that I want it to be pretty. There we go. Oh, that's $1,400, really. It's hard being poor, y'all. It's real hard being poor, y'all. We may go a little negative, but I think we'll be ultimately positive. Oh my god, this poor highway intersection, please. Please let there be residential. Please take it. Please take it. This will turn into a sprawling, high-density urban center in the future. They have access to electricity and to water. We're getting them city services. We'll start making a lot more money as they move in. Here we go. We're going to not designate this street because I know that I'm going to want that for things like schools. Which at this point, probably put a high school over here. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to put in this service road. I suppose we won't have one up here, and we'll take a look at the... We'll take a look because we can use it to experiment and see if this service road actually did create any additional value. And honestly, my Texas highway on this side looking real fucking good. Looking really nice. It's a shame that the highway is out. But it's mostly keeping up with the... it's mostly keeping up. Look at... I fucking hate these people. Look at this asshole. He's driving ahead to try and merge in. Watch him. He's merging in. Instead of getting in the back of the line where he belongs, he's some asshole that's going to drive up as far as he can and then merge in like he's fucking special. These people deserve to have their fucking premiums increased. They're monsters. They're absolute fucking selfish asshole knobsters. Name that one Wiggly Way. I'll need a name. You'll have to, like, catch the name of it. You want this one like Blake Street? We can name it Wiggly Way. If this is the right one, if you mean Blake Street. There we go. That one. Okay. Well, Blake Street will become Wiggly Way. There we go. We'll also make it where Wiggly Way is just that street. Just that little section. Perfect. Coco, no. Coco?
Follow the channel, or Mico gets it.
Oh, Jesus. Good night, Rion. Thanks for hanging out, man. I'll see you soon because you cannot get away from me. We're doing it right. 7,000, getting up to 8K right now. 1,200 income and rising. What we need is, I'm pretty sure, a police station over here. Can we name the O Road currently Wilhelm Way? Daft Punk. Hell yeah, dude. William Street? Wilhelm Way. Broad Street. White Street. It's probably hard to read it because of the... Is it William Street? You are specifically saying William Way. Thompson Street. Oh, yeah, okay, this one, William Street, okay. Daft Punk Circle. We're putting a concert hall here, we have to. If there's anything like a concert hall, it goes here. Absolutely. Go ahead and close that, we're not using it. Saving some money, we need some more industry. We love having industrial demand. Industrial demand is really good. Just because it's more money. It's that simple. We do have the designation, so we should see some more industry coming in and getting built. Nice. And our population is starting to grow again. It will continue to balloon up as more people move in, but man, we may end up just needing to build out the rest of this residential. And I'm willing to do it. I'll fucking do it. Watch me. All the way through here. It'll get filled in too. Every bit of it. I'm tempted not to build over here, but I've already done it. And the reason I say not is that I'm likely to add connecting streets, so whatever gets built over here is going to get unbuilt, which feels like a sin. It feels like a sin in this game to destroy buildings that you've already built, but at the same time, fuck, you sign a contract. Part of your lease, part of your mortgage says at any point, the invisible hand of the sky will bulldoze your shit, and you have no say in the matter. At some point, it will happen to you. Not if, when. So far, traffic doesn't look thick. Traffic is looking fairly thin, which is great. We're starting to see some houses upgrading as well, which is nice. As we connect more services, more education, more of these utilities, getting the clinics, the firehouses, the police stations, as they're covered by more of these services, that's how they rank up. Getting better, more thorough coverage, and having the different coverage for all of the different things is how they do that. As they upgrade, they get more population in them, so the building actually becomes more valuable. More people move in to that structure, and they start paying more in taxes, I'm pretty sure. So that's where a lot of your money is going to come from, is trying to make sure that all of your residential areas are covered with all of the services. And then once they have all those services, then it's just a matter of usually waiting and letting your money pool. Because your HP in this game is your cash. It's your cash. And if you run out of money, which we did at the very beginning, then you get like one chance to bounce back to give you 50K. But if you can't get that 50K to make it happen, to fix your problem, and if you have a big city, 50K is not going to solve your problem. 50K is not going to be enough to solve your problem for the most part. If you got a big city that's having big issues, you're going to need more than 50K, which is why I'm a big fan of at some point we're going to do like a bunch of small projects that don't really cost a lot of money, so that we could just spend time making money. That way we get just a massive buffer of cash, so that we could basically build free mode, because we'll have effectively unlimited money, because we'll never be able to spend it as fast as we're making it. We'll never be able to... We'll get our project finished before our buffer is spent. Let me put it that way. I'm going to need more roads for more residential to make more money, but the income is flowing again. And here we're going to place all of our pipes. Yeah, gazebos. Little garden areas. We're going to go into our park and do some hand painting on all of the little park areas that we want to do. See, I like to create views. I'm creating this city with the idea that I can walk through it and it's going to be beautiful. Especially our parks. Our parks are made to be viewed from the ground, not necessarily from the sky. They're made to be viewed from the ground and to be made to be beautiful from the ground. I want to make a nice big botanic garden this time. We kind of accidentally did one last time in the amusement park, but I want to make a new botanic garden. For myself, just for myself to be able to walk through, because I think it'd be beautiful. Also, my brain is saying that this connection needs to happen. Okay. I think it's time for more roads as these guys are getting filled in. We're going to have more commercial demand, so let's go ahead and do some more commercial. We're going to have the same idea where there's commercial around this central loop here, which I didn't anticipate that we were going to do this on purpose, but like I said, I'm coming in without a plan, and I'm finding that I kind of like the way that this looks, I kind of like the way that this works, and I'm okay with it. Get some more commercial in there, which will shoot up our demand for industrial, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and add some more industrial roads over here. Just dirt roads from now. These people aren't going to stay here for very long. They're not real people, so they don't get to stay long term. We have the money now to be able to zone out a whole lot of this area if we want to. Yeah, there we go. That's a much nicer curve. And now we can designate a lot of this as industrial if we want. Coming along here. I think this little section over here. It may even be worth adding some commercial over on this side, but nah. No worry. Hey, go to bed, Fern. Plant B. There we go. You should look at these as, what do I build next? This will always tell you, what do you build next? You build residential if it's the highest. You build commercial if it's there. You build industrial if it's high. That's how I've done it. In the regular game, you're going to find that these are much more even. But with the realistic populations mod, you're almost always going to have this incredible demand for residential, which is basically when you're expanding your city. Everything else is there to support and profit from your city and generate income based on your residential. But once they're satisfied, you need more residential. We're now making $4,000 because of this new neighborhood we've built, and it's going pretty well, I think. We're going to have to manage all of these intersections, but we're able to build out pretty large sections of our city pretty quickly. And I think ultimately I see these two roads connecting into another Texas overpass right over here. But our population is very close to the milestone. We're only like 150 away. 100, 170, 169, you know, close. Not terribly far. We let this go speed 3, and I think that it'll fill in. I think we'll get there. Though maybe not. Maybe we do need to add a little bit more residential. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more of that residential going. We're gonna have a spot right there that's gonna want to come across like this. Or maybe it wants to do this. It wants to do that. That's what it wants to do. Ooh, yeah, I'm liking this. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, get that in there, and then from here we're just going to go vertical. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right down the middle. It's going to make this a little bit more dense, but that's okay. This is meant to be high density. So let's get all of this done. We do want to fix some of these roads that are not meant to have designations on them. There we go. And the rest of this can be done nicely. This starts to feel like a real map to me, because this feels like how they actually do it, is they just try and find some nice big road, then do a smaller road next to it, and it ends up just getting really filtered down into these little granular streets. Let's fill that block in. Let's fill this block in. And I like to fill in by the block usually. Okay, let's fill those in and see how they go. We have water through this entire thing. We've already, well, we don't through this, but we have water infrastructure ready to go through the whole thing. And we're sitting on $60,000. If I let it play, then these guys are going to come in. I need to turn this off because it just, man, when it's on the grid, it's just not pretty. There we go. We're going to try and get water down this guy. Let's see if that will cover everything, and it will. There we go. It makes sense to me to go ahead and have this connect up just like that, just to have that little redundant connection. It always is helpful. It's something you learn in RimWorld real quick, is that you don't just have one power line. You have 3, because that shit's going to get blown up real fast, and if you lose power, you're dead. same thing here. We don't want to lose water. Not that there's going to be a disaster that's going to take our water lines out, but to me, just in my head, it's good practice. It makes the city feel more real. And we're not going after a realistic city. You know, it's not our goal to make a realistic city, but the more realistic it looks and feels, I think that experience is going to be better for all of us. I'm starting to notice my electricity getting down, so we'll probably get another coal facility. There we go. 2735, our population hitting just about up to the 2,800 that we need. And as these new houses are coming in, we're going to see it hit that 28. And as soon as it does, man, it's going to be nice. We're not quite making the 4K that we were a minute ago, but we're still doing pretty damn good for ourselves. As these residential areas continue to get filled in, we're just going to continue to make more and more money, especially as they're being satisfied by the same services. We don't have to invest any more in that infrastructure. We're just, at that point, profiting from it. 2795. 2796. 2804. There we go. We reached a boom town. We've got 2 major districts, and speaking of which, we do need to district this northern section. But we do have access to public transport at this point. So now we should be able to get even more greatly reduced traffic, which I'm very excited about. We still do not have access to NIMBY, which is a shame. We do have access to highways, which is the first thing we're going to fix. First thing we're going to fix is highways. We have now bus depots, tram depots, very nice taxi depots, toll roads. We'd love to do toll roads on the highway. Spreading these highways out and having another pair of lines in the middle that are toll roads, constant toll roads. But their speed limit is set up to like 150. So you have a toll to get on or off of that ramp, to ramp on or off of that express lane. But that's what we have in Texas, is a toll road that is a second highway where the speed limit is basically double. And then it's just 2 lanes, and then you're able to go basically as fast as you want. But it is a toll road. So this has become a standstill because the highway is being intermingled. So now, let's fucking fix that. Let's get these highways out of here. 3-lane highway. Just connect back up. And now the highway is connected again. They should start taking it. I mean, very soon we should see them stop worrying about it. And they'll just go straight through. I'm going to name this I-69. No, this is not going to be north. I-69 is east. Well, this is going to be I-69 in eastbound. This is going to be Interstate 69 north westbound. So we've got those named. And then once we get the service roads in there, it's going to be really clean. Hopefully this traffic pans out. I'm not seeing the highway traffic just go through yet. There we go. I'm waiting for the highway traffic to clear up. Once this stops backing up, well, it's not necessarily going to stop backing up because they are going to try and get in. What needs to happen now, the Travis Morgan Bridge, I'm fine with that. I like that name. We need to take a look at junctions. These don't need to be stoplights anymore. They actually only stop as they're coming up the on-ramp, and then these guys are going to go through. Usually it's actually a 4-way stop. Those that I've seen have been a 4-way stop, but we're going to let this just be straight through traffic, and then this is a stop sign for these guys to get through. An intercity bus with 59 people on it is not stopping here. Should allow the traffic to get through a lot better. What's weird, okay, so I probably do need a 4-way stop. But we shouldn't have this much traffic coming from the highway because they're just going across and then getting back on. This is still the backlog. Now the highway traffic is going straight through as it should. Once we see this clear up, you're going to see that it becomes very, very smooth. And once we get public transit up, all these cars are going to disappear too. It's going to be even better. You can hear that ding. That's a building getting upgraded. So the people that are in this lane, this one right here, these people are going just straight forward. Anybody that goes into this lane is natural traffic or people that would always have been on this highway. But we should be getting rid of the people that are coming on this. Really, that yellow truck right there should be the last one coming in that lane, hopefully. It's still not. Why are they still preferring to go through here as opposed to just going through the highway? It's bizarre. They're exiting the highway in order to get back on the highway again. Fucking bizarre. Has this become an exit-only lane? No, it's an exit option. But they're taking it in order to... Oh, no, these guys were not going straight forward. This one was. I'm pretty sure. I do want to make it a four-way stop, but given that it is actually a main thoroughfare instead of a side road, I think it's going to be fine. But we have our first actually decent-looking, at least this half, Texas intersection or Texas overpass, and I'm really happy with how that is working. I'm happy with how it looks as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they do just try to drive around sometimes. That's a fair point. Also, we can get rid of a lot of these power lines and probably open up a little bit more of our plotting. Because these buildings look like they're connected now. We might run out of power over here. Yeah. What's going to happen is we're just going to take that guy and... Sorry, power outage. We're doing a little bit of maintenance. There we go. Have power, you heathens. There we go. So now that's working a lot better. And we'll just see how this pans out. I'm not sure. I'm not very confident because I think we're going to run into a lot of the same road issues. Though we had... The only real road issue we had in the last city was that our trolley bus roads could not be upgraded from 4-lane. We could not get 6-lane roads in the main area. Oh, we need cemeteries now. Oh, yeah. Oops. Yeah, there's stuff we need to add at this point. I did want to add a cemetery here in the middle. I do like that idea. I might even move that church over, add a second church. Elder care, I love and hate the joke of putting elder care right across from the cemetery. I don't think a cemetery is bad. It's not like reminding them of where they're gonna go, but do we put an orphanage? Why not? We put an orphanage. 31,000 bucks. I'm in. Everyone loved that. Dude, what a fantastic game. Oh man, and with that, I think I'm going to call it. It is midnight. I have enjoyed myself. We're going to call this Cocotopia. I know, too early. I'm sorry, chat. Hey, we got to go. We got to schedule. I will be back tomorrow, though. It is Sunday night. We'll be back tomorrow, Monday night. In order to continue this playthrough, we'll be starting with some Final Fantasy, and then we'll be playing some Core Keeper, and then we'll be doing some more City Skylines. So if you enjoy that, make sure you follow the channel. Come back and see us again soon. I'd love to see you again. We've got our entire previous playthrough on YouTube if you want to see our first city and how we figured all of this out. No Final Fantasy tomorrow. That's right. We might just start with Core Keeper. Yeah, because there's maintenance. So anyway, hey, if you enjoy that, do what that guy did and follow the channel. Come back and see us again. I'd love to see you sometime. Hey, we're going for partners, so you guys being here helps us out a lot to be able to achieve that goal. I'm trying to take over the internet. Love your help doing it. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Come join us on the Discord, on the YouTube, on the Patreon, whatever it is you want to do. We got something for you. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.